Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Again, today we're going to be replacing a skirt that was, unfortunately, because of me leaving it outside this summer, the rubber band that was on it ended up with dry rot, and the skirt is no longer on it. Today I think I'm going to just do a white, or this isn't actually white, it's a blue satin shad pattern to it. That's all I'm going to put on it. This was a white jig to start, or white spinner to start with, so we're going to just keep it that way. And as always, we're going to start with our collar here, tying it up. Go all the way down this collar. And I think something else we're going to do with this that I didn't do with the last one is I'm going to tie into it a bait keeper when we get done here. I'm going to tie a small collar right here, or build a small bait keeper with thread right here, and I'll put super glue onto it so that it'll kind of hold it, but I'll give it some texture. Alright, so this is just 2 of the blue satin shad. And when redoing some of these lures, it can be difficult because it's pre-made. You don't buy a lure to make it yourself. So every once in a while I will bend this out just a little ways to get things to sit the way I want them. The wire will bend right back. It doesn't hurt anything on the lure. It just gets things where they're a little easier to manage for you. All right, now we take and, like with everything else, roll it right over, put it back in the vise, clamp it back down, and then we take our second tab, lay it on, I'm going to kind of secure all that just like that. I use the skirt to secure the blades out of the way so that I can tie this up for the collar and tie it up. And then we'll take and tie our, we're almost out of white nylon. I do have some others in the drawer, so if I run out, I can still do a bait collar or bait holder, but it's almost time to switch this one out to white cotton thread. But again, this lure is one of my personal ones, and it's one that I left outside during the summer. It had a rubber band on it. The rubber band got dry rotted and ruined. It's not the bait company's fault. I left it outside. That's all on me. But lures that are tied like this, you can leave them outside in a vehicle on the dash like I did and not have to worry about the rubber bands overheating or getting dry rot or getting ruined, because there's not any to worry about. We're almost out of our super glue accelerant, so we're going to need to get some more of that too. But we do have our lure here tied up. I'm going to bring everything to the head now and clip it down. And this is where this broken hair clip comes in handy. It's got one piece missing right there. And what I'll do is I'll take everything, I'll go one side of the wire of the jig with one piece, the other side of the wire with the other piece, and get that all pulled out of the way. And then what I'll do is I'll turn this around and again we're going to secure all of this up here with our skirting material, if I can get it to stay upright. There we go. Get it to stay upright like that, and then we're going to tie right here, around and around, a nice little bait keeper. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to go around the same spot or close to the same spot to build up a nice ledge. Here. Whoops. Get a nice round bulb looking spot. And that's all we're going to do. Is just right around the same spot over and over. And if you have things that jigs or spinner baits or buzz baits that don't have a bait keeper, this is a way you can build one. You just want it nice and thick around one spot. And if it starts to try and build up in an area you don't want it to, go to the back side and come back up to where you want it. It's better to have the back side build up and help build the knot than to go to the front side where your bait could slip back. All right, so I don't know how well you can see this. This is that bubble knot that I was talking about. But as you can see, there is a bit of a flat spot, and then it bubbles up and goes back to flat. But this is the knot that I was tying on there. Then I do have to whip that as well. And I'll always whip to the back of that. But it won't get as many whips as the collar because it doesn't need them. It's just there to lock in place. I just want that thread to not unravel. Clip it. Then our super glue. To the back of that knot. And on that knot, but not to the front of the knot. And then again, we just want to, whoops, we got some straggling fibers left there that we don't need. And to pat those in. All right. Now we're ready to clip our skirt. Go ahead and take these and put them back over here. And then we'll take this and clip each skirt tab. And we'll have our spinnerbait restored to its former glory. All right. Now, this spinnerbait is actually really close to the length that I like my skirt, so I don't need to trim that. But what I do need to do is, remember, we bent this out of the way, so we need to put that angle back to it so that it sits the way it's supposed to. And there it is, our finished rebuilt lure. And I can also take and pull that inner skirt completely off, and there is a way to hook onto it with a lure. But since we built the bait keeper, we don't need to remove all of this under material. We just go right up the bait keeper here. And if you're worried about it, you can also take and when you put the soft plastic on, put a nice little dab of super glue up here, feed your lure all the way on, and it will secure that lure, that soft plastic lure, to your wire bait. I hope you guys had some fun learning how to redo baits the last couple of days. I know this isn't a typical video, but I had to redo some of my lures, so I figured I'd show how to do that. Remember, guys, if you like what you see here, me showing how to redo these lures, fixing them up, teaching you how to build them from scratch, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. It helps build the channel. I know I'm just a new channel on here. I think I've only got 4 subscribers at the time that I'm recording this. But if you would, I would appreciate the subscription. It's free to do. And remember, guys, try not to be boring.